Welcome to Branson Late Live with host Jimmy Ponder. Tonight, Jimmy's guests are singer-comedian Paul Harris and country music star, you all been waiting to see him, Joe Diffie. Remember, tonight's show is a live interactive show. You may phone in, you may email or text message in. We're recording live at God and Country Theaters here in Branson, Missouri. And now, say hello to our guest, Jimmy Ponder.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and welcome out to Branson Late Live. We got a great studio audience here tonight, and we've got a great show lined up for you. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that we've had a lot of emails calling in and writing to us about what's going on with me. I wasn't able to be here last weekend. My father was very ill, and I went to North Carolina, where I'm from, to be with him, and I do appreciate everybody that called and wrote in asking about my family. My father did pass away this Thursday evening, and you know, we'll miss him, but I'm so glad I know where he's going. So he's been sick and had a stroke, and he hasn't been able to walk for 2 years. So tonight he's running with his Lord, and I'm happy to be able to say that. So thank you so much, everybody, and I want to let you know, for those that have been writing in about next week, I won't be here next week either. I'm going to have another guest host, but we're going to have a great show. We do have a wonderful show tonight. I am so excited to have both of these guests. This first guy I have known for many, many years. I've had the pleasure of working with him and watching him grow as an entertainer and as a person also. I just love this guy, and I want y'all to make him welcome tonight. Big round of applause for my buddy, Paul Harris. Yes. Hey, brother. All right. Isn't this a good-looking guy?
Thought it was a radio thing. No,
Have a seat there, buddy.
Let's get. Oh, you better turn your cell phones off.
No, that's all right. They can leave them on.
You can't even go to church no more without hearing somebody's ringtone.
Isn't that terrible?
Celebrate good time. Come on. And then the pastor's like, I got to get this. So.
Oh, my preacher have a fit when that happens. He hates that.
I do too. And you know the ones that I really can't stand is them one with the Bluetooth thing in their ear.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if some of you got one of them. I'm sorry. And I know you thought when you got it, man, I'm so cool. I'm so Battlestar Galactica. No, you look like an idiot. I was in the grocery store the other day and getting some green beans for some green bean casserole.
Uh-huh.
And this lady was walking toward me, and she's kind of attractive, so she caught my eye. She looked right at me, and she said, "Hey, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine. How are you?" She said, "I am on the phone." I said, "I was talking these green beans." Hateful heifer. It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, brother. You look great.
I wouldn't, honestly, this man had to talk me into staying in this town at one time. Honestly, I was with the Texas gold miners, and my ambition was to move to Texas and be a horse shooter. That's no joke. I was a farrier. I say that term loosely. No, I was a farrier when I moved up here. I was a horse shooter. That's what I did for a living, and I decided I was going to hang this comedy thing up. And he come up to me and he goes, "Man, I'm going to start a show, and I'd like for you to be a part of it." And I'm like, "I don't know. You know, this comedy thing ain't really working out for me." He talked me into doing it. Man, I appreciate it. It's the best thing ever happened to me, sticking around.
And aren't y'all glad he did? Well, the first time I saw him, I was working over at the 76 Music Hall and working during the day, helping greet buses and then doing shows also. But he was working for the gold miners, and in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, that's not the most optimum time to have a show. So they had, I'd go in there, they'd have 50 people, but this guy could make them laugh every time, and I just loved him. And when we started the Pierce Arrow group, the first show that we did was over at what's now Grand Country Square. It was a '76 music hall, and I told Dan Britton, I said, we got to get that guy to do comedy for us. And we hired him, and then we had Arnie Arnold.
Yeah.
Also,
Arnie.
You and Herbie Ziffel, man, was the funniest thing.
Oh, Arnie, boy, he was jumpy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was goosey as
He was scared of his shadow. And I'll never forget old Billy Ward having his fiddle bow, and Arnie, Arnie was up there playing his steel guitar and just getting all into his licks, and old Billy, he'd goose him like that, and he'd just about throw his steel bar into the third row. Oh! Yeah!
He was scared to death of spiders. And,
oh, man.
Well, I worked with him in Springfield to show, and they got a big one, and they hooked it up to one of the light bars and dropped it on him when he's playing his steel drums. And he went to backing up and fell. I thought he killed himself.
He was a good one.
Well, we had a great time on that show, and even after that, some of the matinee crowds, I remember it's kind of hard for when you're doing comedy and you got a dead crowd, and matinee crowds sometimes can be a little bit sleepy and a little bit and Paul was just like, I ain't doing this no more.
I've seen that many times. We've wadded up pieces of paper, stopped the whole show and tried to make baskets in their mouth before that.
I've never seen so many ways to sleep in a theater seat as some of these people find. But Paul he said, I don't want to do this matinee thing anymore. We said, well, you know what? Just stay and do the nights. And it was so much fun to work with him. I got to play straight man with him, and every night was something different. You never knew what he was going to say, but it was always a blast for me.
That was for me too.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So
I want to hug so bad.
And you stay with Pierce Arrow for how many years did you stay there?
I think about 6 or 7 years. I think.
A long time.
Yeah.
And started your own thing.
And started my own thing over at the Caravelle down the strip.
Yeah. Well, isn't that fun running the show?
Yeah.
It's just a blast, ain't it?
To me, honestly, and I'm real candid. It took all the romanticism out of being an entertainer, because you had to be. You're there 14 hours a day. You're responsible for getting people out there in the seats, and that was just it's so much stress for me. I wanted to be an entertainer, and that wasn't entertaining to me.
No, it's not entertaining.
But I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I'm blessed for all the success I've had here in this town and the people that follow me. I'm so thankful for that. It just it really got too stressful to do that. So I just...
Guys, we got an email in here. Oh, never mind. It's a special price on Cialis. Never mind.
Isn't that Bob?
Yeah, it's Bob. That Bob's a happy dude.
Yeah, he is.
But running it, it's a lot of it's big business.
It is.
I mean, really,
it
what
is.
it is, and it's tough.
It is, and I'm just a country boy. I am. I would rather be out on the farm messing with the horses in the day and then come in here and try to make people laugh at night. That's really where my heart's at.
Yeah. Yeah, and man, you've always done a wonderful job at it too. I know you got lots of stuff going on now. I mean, besides what you're doing over here with Joe. I know you told me last year you're working on a kind of a pilot for a TV show. Is that still happening?
It's still going on. It's a kind of a mockumentary.
Mockumentary.
About a bluegrass group called the Cleverly Trio, but there's 5 of us. And we've been filming for about 4 or 5 months, and really got a lot of stuff in the can. We're trying to sell it, and it's really well produced. I'm proud of it. But not only can everybody in the group, I think, is pretty funny people, but everybody can play really well too,
right?
With the exception of myself. But I've got some fantastic players that are all involved in the group, and we all take on these characters, and it's probably I think it's the funniest thing I've ever done.